Hello and welcome to your UI7 News Update. I'm Danielle Williams. Today we will be covering all of the latest news. While students prepare for their midterms, they often look for a place to relieve their stress. The Illini Union is a great place to start. Every Tuesday, the Illini Union hosts open mic nights to help with stress relief. This week, they decided to try something new. The university invited Denver poet Katie Kramer to deliver spoken word at the Courtyard Cafe. The award-winning poet touched on such areas as life and death, dealing with childhood trauma, and other personal experiences. Students were also encouraged to express themselves in poetry after her set. Globally, more than 113,000 people are infected with the novel coronavirus.
The number of novel coronavirus cases in the U.S. continues to increase.
We will see more cases. Unfortunately, we are likely to see more deaths. We have not hit the peak of this epidemic quite yet.
Health experts saying the risk remains low, but nonetheless, Americans should be careful.
As a nation, we can't be doing the kinds of things we were doing a few months ago. That it doesn't matter if you're in a state that has no cases or one case.
The city of New Rochelle in New York reporting possibly the biggest cluster.
This is literally a matter of life and death. That's not a overly rhetorical statement.
A containment area has been set up and the National Guard will deploy to support the community. Other governors also asking for help. A number of states declaring a state of emergency in order to access federal funds, and calls for test kits continue.
We have not received enough tests. We have tests, we are testing, but we would like to be able to test anybody that shows signs that they need to be tested, and anybody who would like a test.
But the Trump administration saying that 1 million tests are available and 4 million more should be available by the end of the week.
If you believe you may have the novel coronavirus, call the clinic, call the hospital, call the doctor's office so that you don't just walk right in.
In Washington, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The virus is troubling the world. Schools around the United States, including the University of Illinois, have decided to move to online classes. The coronavirus is affecting everyone, including the National Basketball Association. Concerns over the coronavirus are clearing a basketball arena in San Francisco. The Golden State Warriors game against the Nets will be played in an empty arena. Warriors president Rick Welts believes the rest of the NBA will follow suit.
Leonard. Oh, cyborg.
San Francisco has really been the first domino to fall here. I think there's a lot of speculation that other cities will look at what San Francisco is doing, and we potentially could have other NBA cities affected the way we are.
Can we skip the Iowa?
In the not too distant future.
The NBA has recently decided to suspend the rest of the season. The Iowa Health Care Center Association is recommending that senior care facilities limit who they allow into their homes.
Lives at Scottish Rite Park's senior living community. He says the new recommendations from state leaders will not cramp his style.
We think it's all being handled very, very well.
Yes, they're doing a good job.
Those recommendations include limiting visits, talking to loved ones over Skype and FaceTime, but it doesn't end there.
We're not allowing visitors in.
Everyone entering Scottish Rite Park, resident or employee, goes through screening that starts with questions about travel.
The last thing they do is they take your temperature, and if it exceeds a certain number, obviously you can't come in.
We met Mike Hood, who has lived in Scottish Rite Park for a few years.
There we go.
He says being safe is just the smart thing to do.
I think it's really important.
Hood knows some living in this senior living community may not be happy with the restriction on visits and feels that number may be very small.
Others of us are kind of glad, we're at a fragile age. This is what we need to do. I was glad to hear him do that.
We ran into someone who visits her mother on a regular basis at Scottish Rite Park. She is disappointed but understanding and has a message for her mother.
You hear of this happening in Seattle, but not in my backyard. So, hi, Mom.
That's all we have for you today. Make sure to tune in next time. I'm Danielle Williams. Thank you for watching.